Hey guys, my name is Danish and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the indicator journey that I went through with my R15S, and if you haven't seen those videos of my journey with the R15, check out this playlist over here and let's just get started. Let's just start out with the stock option that I had. So these were the dangling, protruding type bulb indicators, which were 10 watts each, toward the front, toward the rear, and really ugly, protruding, not my kind of thing. So first thing I did, change out the stock front indicators to the fairing mounted triangular shaped LED lights, which I'll link in the description below if you want to go and check them out. And then I went a bit more further by removing the fairing out, and then on the inner lining of the fairing arrange a few strip LEDs in series to create a type of halo effect, or what do you call that, the underglow effect while switching on the indicators, which is really cool and kind of in the gray area because it isn't really underglow and it isn't really completely indicator, so it blinks only when the indicators is on, so it just adds a bit more of an effect and also makes the bike a bit more visible, which is actually helpful in safety. So in my mind it's a good safety mode that I've done to the bike and nobody can change my mind about it. So the fairing indicator install was a bit of an involved process, so I had to remove the whole fairing out, understand where to lay out the wires, where to lay out the indicator lights and wire them myself. The triangle LEDs were pretty much plug and play, but the connector type was a bit different in the sense that the size of the connector was a bit larger from what Yamaha uses. So these were a lot smaller, so I had to do a bit of modding to that to get them to fit properly, which wasn't a big deal because wiring is not that hard to do, so I got that done. So the indicators and the fairing lights were all linked together and they looked awesome. So it looks cool, it feels cool. It's always great to look at the indicators while they're running. Doesn't pull as much power as the stock indicators do, and I do have a plan to change the rear indicators to LEDs as well, but those will be more of a standard LED stick sticking out, but that's still within the width of the bike and not protruding too hard on the outside, so that's still a win for me. So I am going to do that sometime soon. I do have that in my wish list and we're just waiting for the prices to drop, or just when I have free time to buy them and install them, I guess. And the underglow thing was just something that was always on my mind, that I wanted to do some kind of cool glow. I know this is not something all modders like, or underglow is not accepted by everybody and some people are turned off by it, so this was something in the middle of that with my underglow and indicator-ish mod. So this was just a strip of 20 amber LEDs that I bought off of Amazon, cut them to whatever length I want. So I have 9 LEDs on each side, flanking from inside the fairing and throwing out cool pattern through, reflecting through the other cowling, and it looks good. And it's more of a diffuse look, so it isn't harsh to anybody's eyes and it's pretty cool. And even the triangle fairing lights are with a tinted cover, so during the daylight when they are off they look really cool, really stealthy, and blend well with the fairing wrap that I've done, which I'll come to in another video, so stay tuned for that and get subscribed to my channel for that. And other than that, I haven't had any reliability issues with either of these mods. I have done the wiring myself, completely DIY, took all the safety precautions, and it has been working for me from February of 2019, so nearly 2 years and without issues. During service time it's a bit annoying because I haven't labeled them and I have to do the labeling, so reconnecting them is an easy task, but it's a plug and play thing and it works only one way, so connecting it the other way around doesn't actually do anything to the device and it just doesn't turn on, so just reconnecting it the proper way is a simple fix, which brings me to why I did this. 1. Aesthetics. 2. Reducing the wattage consumption, but in the end with all the fairing LEDs I probably have gone a bit over in terms of wattage consumption, that is putting the load on the battery, but with my rear indicator mode I'll have it a lot more balanced, so it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, I think that's the end of this video, and it was fun mod that I did, and I learned a lot about the bike because I had to open up the fairing again and do all the wiring, check out all the internal wiring, how it is, put in everything, connect everything, make sure everything works and use it reliably every day. So yeah, this probably might have encouraged a few more people to mod their bikes. And I'll just say one thing: wait until the warranty period is over, because if you do this within your warranty period, your warranty might not be accepted, or it might cost you a lot more in repairs if something else on the electrical system dies. So just wait for your warranty period to get over, or do enough research and understand what you're doing and do it on your own risk. So with that, I think that's the end of this video, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, give this video a like, get subscribed to my channel for more of my content, follow me on my social media channels for more fun stuff that I upload, and stay home, stay safe, wear a mask. Peace.